So here you have it, folks, is the command center. We've got a couple of computers in need of migration. We've got a brand new one that's untouched. Trying to create clones of these two and have them run inside that machine, basically as virtual machines, and effectively then the resources, whatever residual resources on these systems then that may be of some use. This one's hard drive's sort of crashing. This one has crashed. We're getting that blue screen of death from Microsoft. So we've got inserted a G-parted bootable USB stick, which is plugged in, this one here. So this is booted off that, and we can carefully install an operating system on the bootable hard drive and then just format the rest of that whole disk. So we put an operating system in this 99 gig gap, 99.64 gigabytes free space or unused. So if I use 40 of that and then use that operating system to copy this, paste it somewhere, including whatever's, so I'll put that on the external USB hard drive, which is floating around, and then once that data's been copied off there and backed up and removed, then I can just wipe the whole partition and then boot this thing not off the stick anymore, but I can install it on the hard drive. And the benefit is, well, I can save all of my data locally on the hard drive rather than using a USB stick, which may not have same storage capacity. And in fairness, I've yet to learn how to do that consistently, save my data on the disk that I boot from. I haven't tried it yet. It won't work on a CD, obviously, unless it's rewritable, and it's not an efficient way to operate, really. But the command center then consists of the entertainment. It's integrated here with the Leisure Master. And from this position, you begin to see just the enormous utility available to you. So everything's colour-coded. Well, everything's capable of being colour-coded. When it's just yourself, it's pretty difficult to get a system in place. So here we do the morning calls, the angry calls, all before a sort of, so I've done a few calls today. That's how we roll here. That's my system. And the pink slips are effectively payable, it's billable time. So we do quite a lot of diary management here. It's pretty difficult to see. We don't write your kids a postcard. We just make sure that you've got the materials ready to go so that can happen. Because we know that if you're in a rush and you've got to get a stamp and an envelope to shops, you may not be able to cram it in. So anything that's on one of these is billable time, and you write a checkbox and then you write one item per line, and that's your master ticket. If it's a big job, you break it down into smaller tickets, one per box here, right? Separate ticket with a phone number, do this now, or do this by this date. That'll be a standardised format depending on who the customer is and what level of audit trail they need. But if we do it the trust account level of anal retention, then we should be in a fairly good shape to get through audits and whatever else. So Why wouldn't we? Because it's just one person, I know, at the moment. This little project here is emerging now as a front runner. I did leave my web developer, spoke to him on the bus. I wanted a Moodle learning management system to be reinstated. So that dovetails into the only potential person I can use as part of the focus group will be here. So I've responded to that. Based on that, I can begin to, that can be my questionnaire. Now, do you know how to use that? Do you know how to? That becomes my questionnaire. Based on the questionnaire response, I'm not going to teach them something they think they already know. So we've got customised videos to address this specific problem, and I've turned that into a bit of a computer lesson. Does it have any broader appeal to the wider community? Well, we'll get a better understanding of that question if we understand what they at least think they're able to do and what they're having trouble with, and then we'll help them get to their hobbies. That's where I wanted to start. So what are your interests? You know, what do you want to use an internet connection for? What's, you know, fun? How can you have fun with the internet? Because if you don't have fun, you're not going to use the bloody thing. Because there's too much shit to get through to get to the cheese. A lot of big black holes of learning. So that's the console, the command center, and we've got telephony here as well, intercom. So there's a kitchen downstairs. Here's the entertainment. It's playing in the background here on the. That's the tablet, and that tablet there hooks into the wireless mouse and keyboard if I've got to write an email. I've written them and I'm waiting responses, and I've called an agent, and when I get it to waiting for people to get back to me, I just kick back then. I have my phone calls in the morning, and then just wait. They call me that day or the next day. I'll give them a call the following morning if I haven't heard a response, unless it's, you know, super urgent or there's a risk. So we run our little shows in accordance with this sort of structured approach toward, process-based approach toward doing our tasks. Okay, so we know how to rock and roll.